Diane Jorge. I wanted to say it with the accent, but Jorge. Thank you. Sounds so good. Yes, Diane and me were just together in Florida not long ago. We did comedy things together.
Yes.
And everybody, like, they brought you up on stage as Diane Jorge, and you were like, no, especially he's your buddy. I think he was busting your chops, right?
Yeah, he was busting my chops. Yeah.
Because he can't be the only one, though.
No, it's almost everyone in the scene. Yeah, but there's some people when they say it right, I'm almost like, it's like a, oh, you said my name right.
Yeah.
I have two names that people fuck up because since they think I'm Latina, they think my name is Diana because like a lot of our names end in A. Right. But it's just Diane. My parents were watching, like I think my sister was watching The Price is Right, and she liked the Barker Beauty named Diane, and that's how my name came about. So I was named after a Barker Beauty, who later went to sue Bob Barker for sexual harassment. So that's my namesake. Isn't that great?
Yeah, that is great. I like that story.
Yeah, it's a precursor to the Me Too movement.
Can you please do a bit on that? You have to do a bit.
I have to. Yeah, I have to.
Yeah.
Actually, when I started doing stand-up like over 10 years ago, I remember I wrote like a bit about this, and then someone's like, no one cares about your name. And I'm like, no one cares about your fucking life, but you get stage time, asshole. No one gives a fuck about you. I mean, your parents didn't even invite you to Thanksgiving, but you still do stand-up. So, and then that person stopped talking to me. And I don't think they do stand-up anymore anyway.
No, yeah, you crushed their dreams.
They do real estate, I think. I don't know, bro. Hi, have you ever considered doing comedy?
So yes, we did a couple of mics together, and I see that you've been busy.
Yeah.
All right. First of all, you are not Cuban.
I'm not.
Are you Cuban?
Well, I was born in the States, but my parents are Cuban. Here's the thing: I was born in Miami, so I'm pretty Cuban.
No, yeah, right. That's what I mean. So when I was looking up the stuff on Walter, who we're going to discuss,
right, okay. Yes.
And I had told Lauren, I was like, I don't know if she's Spanish, Puerto Rican, but she's from Miami, so I'm saying Cuban.
No, yeah, I am.
Right. But now, he was Puerto Rican?
He was Puerto Rican, yes,
so
correct.
So say his name?
Walter Mercado.
Okay.
I have to say it with a little pizzazz, or I can just say it like Greek-anized. Walter Mercado. No, it's better. Walter Mercado.
Yeah. So you do you dress up like, let's say who he was first of all before we talk. Okay.
Yeah, so Walter Mercado is from Puerto Rico. He is a world-renowned astrologer, because he passed.
Yeah.
I have a funny story about that too. But basically, he was a very big deal in Latin America, like all over the world. Any Hispanic in the U.S. that like grew up watching Univision or Telemundo would know who he is in a heartbeat. Mm-hmm. There's actually a documentary about him on Netflix called Mucho Mucho Amor. Which featured a lot of celebrities, including Lin-Manuel Miranda, whose family is Puerto Rican. He actually met Walter Mercado in Puerto Rico and was gifted one of Walter Mercado's capes. So Walter Mercado is very well known for his elaborate style. That's very Liberace.
Yes, that was exactly what I tried to explain to Lauren. I said he's the Liberace, but Lauren pulled up some photos and he was wearing a dress, but so he went as he.
Yeah, he identified as he. And mind you, this was way before all of that. Mind you, Latinos, like Latin culture, is a very conservative culture, very based on Catholic faith. So it wasn't very receptive to, homosexuality and different gender expressions. But for whatever reason, this man, for all I know, who was an asexual, non-binary, to me, he seemed like this like ethereal, like he defied all labels and stereotypes, and this guy endured and was beloved by everyone.
Yes.
So
right. Well,
that is an icon.
Also, right. Now, I would, like I had said, I remember seeing him because my mother-in-law and my grandmother, my great-grandmother, they, English was their second language.
Right.
And not, they were not, you know, was very second. So
right.
they used to watch, was what did I say? It was the Mundo.
Telemundo or Univision. He was mostly on Univision.
Okay,
but
maybe whatever our cable TV channels would allow, you know, had all in Spanish, but they used to watch those soap operas. And I used to laugh because, and it wasn't even a language thing. They were just so badly acting. It was just so bad.
Pero por qué, José Fernando? That's why I also do a one-person telenovela, which is, I mean, it's one of my, you understand, I grew up on telenovelas. My day job kind of revolves around telenovelas. I work at a Spanish language television network. I'm not going to say which one. You can Google it. You can Google me and you'll find out. But the thoughts and opinions I'm expressing here and do not reflect the opinion of my company that I work for. It's not my company.
Just so like, but it's so over the top and
it is,
but it's everything that Spanish and Italian people are. It is.
Yeah.
They are the most dramatic. I mean, it is. It's handed. And so I'm, you know, when they used to watch those soap operas and I used to laugh, and I remember seeing him on there, right?
Yeah, he would usually be on like the news or something like that. Yeah.
And he would do the readings. Yes, with the hands, the whole
hands, yeah.
So did people used to call in and he would do?
Well, sometimes he would have like call-in things. Usually, he would just have something for each of the signs.
Right.
Yeah. At one point, he did have his own psychic network.
That's it.
He had his own psychic network with psychics. He you know, he like approved or whatnot. But yeah, he had his own like call-in number. In fact, in Brazil, he was known as Llega Ya, which is like, I'm mispronouncing the Portuguese, but it's like, call me now in Portuguese. That's how he's known in Brazil, because he would say that so much for his like psychic phone line.
Oh,
so yeah. So no, the guy did so much. I mean, he did a lot.
He was quite the entertainer.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So now now you have outfits or just one?
I have a couple of outfits as him, and I'm hoping to expand my
wardrobe.
My wardrobe as him. But yeah, I mean, much to my husband's chagrin, because he's like, we have a costume closet. I have a closet full of costumes for different like characters that I do. I have a suitcase with like a coat rack that I use for like my telenovela show. Yeah. I'm hoping to get like a nice cape made, like a custom cape, because right now I'm using like an Amazon cape. So yeah, man, the Walter business is expanding.
It is. You got to get into sewing.
Oh my God. Yeah. I can't even like paint my nails. I'm very not crafty. Like, I cook, but like my hands are filled with scars of burns and things. Like, I'm very clumsy.
Yeah. So what made you decide to start doing his character?
So I've met him since I've worked in Spanish language television. I've run into him a couple times. And then there was a exhibit in this museum in Miami called History Miami, which showcased some of his capes and some artifacts from his past. And he actually made an appearance, and they did an interview with him. They interviewed him, and I actually got to meet him in person. I've, again, seen him, but I have never formally like met him and shook his hand. So that was like August of 2019. And then for Halloween, I was like, oh man, like I love Halloween. I dress up as like very over the top characters. I mean, I've dressed up like as Dora the Explorer. I dressed up as Snooki one year. Like, I sprayed myself down with airbrushed legs from Sally Henson, but I used down my whole body. Because I didn't want to I couldn't afford spray tan, so I just bought a bunch of bottles of the spray thing to make myself bronze. But basically, I'm really into costumes. So for 1 year for work, for like the work Halloween costume contest, I wore this costume, and people went crazy over it. and I won this like costume contest. And, you know, I just figured, oh, it's going to be a Halloween costume, one and done. One of my friends was like, oh, it's my dad's 82nd birthday or something like that. Can you come? You know, well, I'll hire you. I'll pay you, but come as Walter Mercado. So then I had to go to South Beach, dressed as Walter Mercado. So I went to like a restaurant called Havana 1957. It's a Cuban restaurant, a Cuban chain of restaurants down here. There's two locations on Ocean Drive in South Beach, one diametrically opposite sides of South Beach. And I parked close to the wrong one. So I had to walk down Ocean Drive in Miami Beach in this costume. And I ran into a lot of tourists and they're like, oh, Liberace? I'm like, no. You know,
you were doing the voice.
I was doing the voice. I was already in character because I'm thinking, you know, Disney rules, like if you're in costume, you gotta be in character.
Yeah, right.
So I'm walking around. People are like stopping me to take pictures. Meanwhile, I'm running late for my friend's gig. I'm listen, I gotta go. They're like, oh, how much for a picture? I'm like, I gotta go. I'm like, listen, I gotta go. So, I mean, I started doing that. And then, you know, other people started hiring me to do this character. And it's kind of, you know, snowballed from there. Yeah. And now it's becoming a business, which is strange, but fun.
Yes. So you do a lot of improv
I do a lot of improv. I mostly improvise with the character. Mind you, I've grown up hearing him, watching him. Right. I have memories of every morning my mom would listen to the radio. My mom and my grandmother would listen to like AM radio. And he had this show called What de las Estrellas y Usted, like Walter, the Stars and You. So every time he would speak, my parents would just shush me, like shh, 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 shh. You know, shh. You know, and then like, wait, this is your sign. And, you know, and they would like, okay, Diane, remember that. And then, you know, all of that. So I have a lot of experience with this character. So yeah, it's mostly improvised. I just, you know, character is just a filter through which you filter your words. So it's
What is it about the Italian and the Spanish and they're into any type of fortune telling? Like what?
I don't know.
Because I'm going to tell you what, I mean, it's true. My grandma, you know what I mean? Like if they had that woman that came out, oh my gosh, do you remember years ago when she was a singer and she used to do that commercial for call in and get your
Dionne
reading.
Warwick?
Yes.
Dionne Warwick, yes.
Right, way before internet, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then she would say, call and we'll do your reading.
The Psychic Friends Network, yeah.
Yes. But it was always like the Italian. I'm like, what's up with you people? I guess, you know, they hang the garlic. They just do all the superstitious stuff anyway.
Even with the Catholic stuff, they'll hang like, you know, saint statues upside down.
They're very superstitious people. So I guess
we are very superstitious people.
Love to believe in all of that tarot, you know, all of that stuff. It's so crazy, isn't it? It is.
Yeah, I have no idea what it is. You know, it's the funny thing is my family sent me to Catholic school, right? And like Catholicism is very much about like, you know, don't worship false idols. But meanwhile, we're turning like saint statues upside down. And the other fun thing with Cubans is that we have Santeria. So basically Santeria is something that the African slaves, so the Yoruba religion, and they would use Catholic iconography, you know, Catholic icons or Catholic saints, you know, to worship their Yoruba gods. So that was like another thing too, that like Cubans would say, oh, I don't believe in that, but I respect in that. Yo no creo en eso, pero respeto mucho. Like, you know, like, okay, I don't subscribe to Santeria, but I'm not gonna fuck with you, you know, because just in case something bad happens.
Yeah, you're right. You're not supposed to, like, false idols. What are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that double standard.
Right. So it's, you know, it's crazy about how it's like, it's not luck, it's faith. Yeah. You know?
Oh,
so,
yeah. Right.
So it's a weird contradiction.